Okay, so I was super excited to get this cup turner, cuptisserie as they're calling it now, on Amazon, and I did pay under $19 for this one. I went for the cheapest one that they had because I'm just starting out with these projects and I didn't want to invest too much money in something like this. So I'm just going to show the assembly, but I'm not going to instruct on how to do that here. I just wanted to show the video, and if anybody themselves had gotten this exact one and had any questions, they could watch the video and kind of see how I did it. I'm definitely not a carpenter. I'm not an expert, but this is really simple to put together. It's a little frustrating at first because if you haven't done carpentry work and you don't know, I was trying to like balance the piece and screw the screw in with just two side pieces to begin with. But if you, just as a reminder, when you start to do that, if you'll just get something and balance it on there, so you can, instead of trying to hold it with your hand and screw these screws in. The holes are not pre-drilled. They are marked, but they're not drilled in some of the pieces, and that's just because this is a really soft wood and it's really easy to work with. And I just took my little electric lady drill there, and with the smallest hole maker, I don't know what you call that, drill bit, I just made a tiny hole so that it could get these screws started, so I wasn't punishing myself trying to get the screws in there. But once I was trying to balance that, I actually used that piece of that foam noodle and balanced it on that, and I think I did that off camera with some of those. But it makes it easier than trying to like hold it in your hand and screw that in, if you get my meaning. But anyway, it's just I'm going to show the entire process of me putting this together, including wiring it up, which is not as intimidating as it sounds. It's a really simple wiring job, and you just want to make sure that you do it right. But there's no colors to line up or anything. It's a simple little wire clip that you put those threads through, and it'll be wired right up. And then if you'll stay tuned until the end of the video, I'm going to show the flaw with this cuptisserie. And I actually think it's a good little machine. I just think that the PVC pipe that they used is too flimsy for the heavier tumblers, and that's essentially what you want to use it for, is the tumblers. And if you can't use it for some of the bigger ones, then having this cuptisserie just doesn't it doesn't make any sense. But I actually have gone to Lowe's and purchased some hardware to PVC pipes and a wooden dowel, and I'm going to try to fix my cuptisserie myself, which will be in a totally separate video. So if you want to watch that, it'll be up as soon as I get to it. I haven't started working on it yet because I've been catching up on a lot of video editing and projects that I had to do. But if you will come back for that later, then we'll see if it works or not. I think it will. I've got a good feeling about it, because I also feel like the problem is that little piece that holds the PVC pipe. It comes unscrewed, it gets caught, it gets weighted down, and it has a little tiny nut in it that requires a hex key to fix it, and that's not the hex key that came with it. So I didn't have any hex keys that I had to keep going in with a screwdriver and kind of trying to tighten it up. Every so often it would come unscrewed, and I think when I timed it, it was like twice an hour, about every 30 minutes the turner going around, the PVC would come out and the cup would fall off. So anyway, you're about to see here where I finish this up, and then I'm going to try my first project, and it's just not it was a real disaster. And the foam noodle I felt like didn't fit because the cup I was using was tapered, and so I took a sock and actually wrapped it around when I got to that point, and that didn't help either. So you kind of have to work with these things, and for $18 that's not really bad. You basically paid for the wood, the motor, the cord, and the PVC pipe, and you could do the same yourself actually if you wanted to make your own. And I'll actually link to the motor and the electric cord and all those things that you can find on Amazon. It's fairly cheap. It's about $8 total, for $8-9 for the motor and the cord. But that's basically all you need. Then you can go to Lowe's and pick up everything else. And I will link to those there. And I may build my own and eventually do a video of that too, because these are not hard to build. I just didn't, want to have to pick up all the materials and have to cut them and measure them. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and do go out and get yourself a cuptisserie. I'll link to a couple of different ones that I've seen on Amazon. But this one's not bad. It just it's not going to work for really heavy cups unless you're willing to do what I'm going to do here, which is re-rig mine so that it does work for them. So thanks for watching. Peace. Bye-bye.